Welcome to my session. So in this session I'm going to cover the backup and restoration on Kubernetes service. Suppose if your pod has been corrupted or PVC has been corrupted, so how do we restore it from the backup? So this is just a demo session. I'm going to show you like what all the topics I have to cover and what type of issue generally we face during the setup of Velero tool. Okay, so those things I will show you in the live session, like when I'm trying to install the Velero tool on Kubernetes cluster and I'm getting this type of error. So how do we fix the issue? And here's the topic where I have to cover in the backup and restoration. So you can see I have already taken the so many backups on the cluster, and I have already explained about how Velero tool work, how it work in the backend, how where they have stored the backup data on the storage account, how they can authenticate. So everything I have covered in this session, and you can see here like when I'm going to trigger the backup but my backup has been failed. So you can see here the status of the backup is failed. After fix the issue, my application, my backup has been successfully completed. So I will discuss in detail what is the root cause of the issue, why my backup has been failed, and why my and how I can fix the issue. So let me show you. Suppose I have created two Kubernetes clusters. You can see here. Now I'm going to install the Velero tool. So you can see this is one of my cluster dev EU, and this is the another cluster which I have connected with different machine dev-01. Okay, so we have two Kubernetes cluster and I have connected both of the cluster in two different hosts. So let's connect to install the Velero tool. So this is the command to set up the Velero tool. So I have already explained these things, like if you want to get the complete session on it, like how do we set up the Velero tool. So in this session I have covered about the how architecture, how Velero tool work, and how we can set up from the scratch level, how we can create the service principal, how we can authenticate the Velero tool with the storage account, how we can connect from local machine, how do we trigger the backup. So everything I have covered in this session. Okay, so if you want to get more details, so you can contact me in my WhatsApp number. Here is my WhatsApp number. So here's my WhatsApp number, or you can mail me on my mail ID, so you will get more information. Okay, so and also I have created multiple series, like how do we migrate Kubernetes pod from cluster 1 to cluster 2, and how do we what all the customer requirement we have to face in my real-time project. So based on that I have created those sessions. So let's go to our topic. So this is I have connected one of the cluster. Now I'm going to set up the Velero tool. So if you click on it, you can see my pod has been created. As you can see, there is output, there is some output like this resource has been created. So if you see the output, if you see the pod, so kubectl get pod -n Velero. So you can see your application has been triggered. Okay, so the same application I am trying to set up in different cluster. So the same Velero command I am trying to set up in this cluster. So you can see like I am unable to set up the Velero application on this cluster. See the error installing Velero. So this is the reason, like I have created two different Kubernetes cluster, and I am trying to install the same command in both of the cluster, and you can see one of the cluster is working fine, like I am able to install the Velero application. Like you can see my Velero pod is up and running, but the same command I have tried to install the Velero tool, but here you can see we are getting some issue, like I am not able to install the Velero tool. You can see the error installing Velero, and an error occurred, and you can see to check and deploy logs error creating the source custom resource definition, the server could not find the requested resource. So what is the reason, like what is the root cause of the issue, why I am not able to install the Velero backup application in this cluster? But the same command I have tried in different Kubernetes cluster, they are working fine. So so it means like there is no issue with the command. The issue with there's something other issue. Okay, so those things I have to debug the issue. I will find the root cause of the issue. Okay, so those things I will explain in the coming session. So if you want to get the detail on all the series, you can contact me. Like I have created multiple series on customer requirement, because most of the candidate, like they have good knowledge on Kubernetes, like they have theoretical knowledge, but they don't have much exposure on the Kubernetes, like real-time environment. They haven't much exposure, so that's why they are lacking in the interview. They are not more much confident in the interview. So if you want to get real-time exposure, so you can like what all the issue I face in my real-time project. So those things I have added. Like you can see, I have created 20 plus live troubleshooting issues. So all the issue I face in my project. So the same issue, the issue I have shown you here, so the same issue I face in my real-time project also. So those things, like how do we fix this issue, so those things I have covered in coming session. I will fix this issue, so that you will also get the real-time exposure in the Kubernetes, and you will be more confident during the interview, and that will be helpful to crack the interview. So thanks for watching.